Hari Om. Long ago, there lived a king who was very righteous and deeply devoted to spiritual life. A beautiful wish grew in his heart. He wanted to get a sacred scene painted on the very high wall of his grand royal palace. The scene he imagined was from the great war of Mahabharata, showing Lord Krishna sitting on a grand chariot and teaching the holy Bhagavad Gita to the warrior Arjuna. To complete this great task, the king gathered all the famous and expert painters from across his country. He tested them thoroughly and finally selected only two painters who showed extraordinary talent and wisdom. The king took both of them up to the second floor of his royal palace and said, "O dear painters, a deep love for the Bhagavad Gita has grown inside my heart. I have a strong desire to see the holy picture of the Gita right in front of my eyes all the time and feel endless joy. I want to feel blessed by always looking at the pure, lotus like face of the Lord Krishna as he teaches Arjuna. Therefore, both of you must take one wall each, standing exactly opposite to each other, and paint the beautiful scene of the Gita teaching on them. I will give you a time limit of 6 months. The grand prize for the best painting will be 10,000 rupees. We will take care of your food and all other daily needs. Your only job is to paint with complete focus and concentration so that the pictures look completely alive and full of energy." The two painters happily agreed to this. The walls given to them were facing each other. The next day, at the fixed time, the great competition began. Both painters were determined to show their highest skills. To make sure that neither artist could copy the other's work, huge curtains were hung in front of both walls. Behind those curtains, they began their work with great dedication and hard work. 6 months quickly passed, and the seventh month arrived. Great and famous judges were invited by the king to decide the winner and award the prize. First, the curtain hanging over the first wall was lifted up. The painting looked so real that it instantly caught everyone's eyes. It was filled with such natural majesty and brilliant beauty that it felt as if Lord Krishna himself had appeared directly on that palace wall. Looking at that masterpiece, it felt as though the painter had poured his very life into the art. Seeing this, most of the judges thought in their minds, "This surely must be the better looking painting of the two." However, to make the final judgment, they had to see the second painting as well. So they walked over to the second wall, standing right opposite to the first painting. Now, what was the situation of the second painter? For all 6 months, he had been enjoying the delicious royal meals 3 times a day perfectly. But he had not painted even a tiny bit of the picture on his wall. He had left it completely blank. Instead, he had taken a tiny piece of glass and was continuously rubbing and polishing the entire wall with it, because he did nothing but rub the wall day after day for 6 long months. The wall became incredibly smooth and shiny, just like a mirror. The moment the curtain hanging over the second wall was lifted, a wonderful thing happened. The beautiful painting from the opposite wall was instantly and perfectly reflected in the mirror like wall. All the judges were filled with absolute wonder and surprise. They claimed, "Wow, what an amazing piece of art this man has created." The first painter used bright colors to draw, but the second man has created colors without using any paint at all. The first one drew on top of the wall, but this one has drawn deep inside the wall. On top of that, the picture is shining brilliantly, just like a mirror. Oh, this is wonderful. What a brilliant. Praising his unique skill immensely, they gladly gave the first prize to the second painter. Look at that. Even though he did not paint anything new, see how he earned the greatness to win the grand prize. The only thing he did was clean and purify. Hari Om.